Today we're going to be reading An Indian Father's Plea. This was written in 1990, which is roughly 70 years after the last of the boarding schools for Indigenous American children was finally put out of operation. The Carlisle Indian Industrial School, which ran from 1879 to 1918, was one such school. These schools were formed with the purpose of forcing students to abandon their culture and assimilate into white culture. Although these schools no longer exist, the experiences of the students in this video raise the question of how schools can do more to honor the diverse cultures of the students they serve. Before we begin our reading, please take a moment to answer the poll question. Do you think that public education in America does enough to honor students' cultural diversity? About the author. A member of the Seneca and Cherokee Indian tribes, Robert Lake is an associate professor at Gonzaga University School of Education in Spokane, Washington. His tribal name is Medicine Grizzly Bear. An Indian Father's Plea by Robert Lake, Medicine Grizzly Bear. Dear teacher, I would like to introduce you to my son, Wind Wolf. He is probably what you would consider a typical Indian kid. He was born and raised on the reservation. He has black hair, dark brown eyes, and an olive complexion. And like so many Indian children his age, he is shy and quiet in the classroom. He is 5 years old, in kindergarten, and I can't understand why you have already labeled him a slow learner. At the age of 5, he has already been through quite an education compared to his peers in Western society. As his first introduction into the world, he was bonded to his mother and to the Mother Earth in a traditional native childbirth ceremony. And he has been continuously cared for by his mother, father, sisters, cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and extended tribal family since this ceremony. Please take a moment to answer question number 2. Based on the first 2 paragraphs, what can we assume about the school Wind Wolf attends? From his mother's warm and loving arms, Wind Wolf was placed in a secure and specially designed Indian basket. His father and the medicine elders conducted another ceremony with him that served to bond him with the essence of his genetic father, the Great Spirit, the grandfather sun, and the grandmother moon. This was all done in order to introduce him properly into the new and natural world, not the world of artificiality, and to protect his sensitive and delicate soul. It is our people's way of showing the newborn respect, ensuring that he starts his life on the path to spirituality. The traditional Indian baby basket became his turtle shell and served as his first seat for the classroom. He was strapped in for safety, protected from injury by the willow roots and hazelwood construction. The basket was made by a tribal elder who had gathered her materials with prayer and in his ceremonial way. It is the same kind of basket that our people have used for thousands of years. It is specially designed to provide the child with the kind of knowledge and experience he will need in order to survive in his culture and environment. Wind Wolf is strapped in snugly with a deliberate restriction upon his arms and legs. Although you in Western society may argue that such a method serves to hinder motor skill development and abstract reasoning, we believe it forces the child to first develop his intuitive faculties, rational intellect, symbolic thinking, and 5 senses. Wind Wolf was with his mother constantly, closely bonded physically, as she carried him on her back or held him in front while breastfeeding. She carried him everywhere she went, and every night he slept with both parents. Because of this, Wind Wolf's educational setting was not only a secure environment, but is also very colorful, complicated, sensitive, and diverse. He has been with his mother at the ocean and at daybreak when she made her prayers and gathered fresh seaweed from the rocks. He has sat with his uncles in a rowboat by the river while they fished with gill nets, and he has watched and listened to his elders as they told the creation stories and animal legends and sang songs around the campfires.